Sunday morning finds us frosty and foggy. And even with the sun high in the sky, visibility is still poor. So after the sun breaks, I decide to walk around what I think is a bedding area. I'm not going to be hunting in this area again, and I've really got to try to make something happen. Only got a couple days left. I found some pretty good sign, but nothing that says they actually bed there. It seems more like it's a transition or a crossing point. In the afternoon, I go ahead and take off walking again and try to find a spot to set up for the evening. Right here I find a couple of scrapes with poop in them, a licking branch, and so I figure this spot is as good as any to set up. Over there I've got a couple of trails that come out of a potential bedding area.
Guys, it's like 15 minutes into legal light, and they're just walking across a field. Now they're on the county road, walking down the county road.
I could rant on this for a while, but we'll keep this brief. Fellow hunters, if you find yourself that late, either don't go out or just sit down somewhere, anywhere. They walked through the spot that I was sitting the previous morning, and they could have had a pretty good field of view right there. In fact, they would have been cutting off some of the deer I was hoping were going to come to me. Now's a pretty good spot, but instead, they busted up about 1,000 acres that I know of. That's terrible hunting technique and terrible hunting etiquette. Real quick, allow me to interject myself on myself. In this particular case, and these guys, we're going to go with benefit of the doubt and say they saw something at first light and they were making a move on it. Totally reasonable. Problem is, this kind of thing happens way too much on public land, and so my sentiment still stands. Does this kind of stuff happen to you guys out there? Let me know in the comments below. Back to the video.
Well, I don't have much choice other than to continue to sit here, because I could just go back to the truck and be cold and sulk over there, or I could just sulk and be cold over here. So I do got coffee with me this morning, and I'm in the blind because I decided if I was going to be cold and not see deer, that I might as well have some coffee too. So I'll do that a little later. But on the potential positive note, those guys, if they came in on a road that runs along this ditch, then they would not have spooked up as much. They probably only spooked up 2/3 or 3/4 of what they could have. So there's a little glimmer of hope they didn't spook everything up. Where I'm sitting, all the stuff I've been looking at since I've been out here, there's a lot of is out in front of me. And so there's a lot of trails that cross the road right here and go behind me into a 40-acre chunk that's really, really thick. It's just, I don't think there's ever been any cows in there. It is thick. So I'm hoping that's a bedding area. And so my idea was to be here and kind of be between it and the field. And I tell you what, if a random coyote comes by, I want to take a pop at him. That's for sure.
So I continued to sit there and watch the sunrise. And it's not terribly surprising that I didn't see anything. So I go back to camp, and I have a problem there. My sleeping bag is frozen every morning. I need some help. Alright, so condensation buildup on your sleeping bag. What's the fix? I gotta dry this thing out every day, and fortunately the sun's been out enough to do so. And it's a black bag, so it kind of absorbs the sun and the warmth. But what's the fix? Look at that. This one's about frozen completely. It's really slushy, which is why I keep one in that red cooler. Keeps it from freezing. So that afternoon I decide I'm going to walk around that 40-acre patch I've been talking about. Eventually I come across a couple of does. I think I only got the one on camera, but there were two. And I'm hoping there's 3 or 4 pulling up the rear, but there weren't. So eventually I swing around that 40-acre and I come in from a different angle from where the deer went, trying to spook them up again. The wind's in my favor, so I got not much to lose. We're coming down to the wire. And I bump them, and my problem is all I can see is the head and the top of the rump. I can't see the body. I was hoping she was just going to take a step or two forward, but she just left quickly. So after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to camp. I'm going to jump in my truck and I'm going to go behind the 40 acres and go up the roadways and just check out what's on the other side of the river and see what's out that way. The next video is going to pick up with me coming back in my truck. So stay tuned. The quest will go on.